everyone!
Hi everyone! I'm Miss Cook and I'm one of the reception teachers here in class RC.
And I'm Miss Clark and I'm in RE.
And we're going to do a little presentation for you just to tell you about some of the key things that are important for your child starting school.
So, this is who's who in our classes. In RC there is the lovely Miss Cook and Mrs Webb, who is their teaching assistant. And in RE, I am the teacher, Miss Clark, and then we are joined by the lovely Mrs Binding, who is our teaching assistant.
Okay, now we're going to run through a few things that you need to send your child into school with each day. So every day starts at 8:45, where Miss Clark and I are outside by the cloakroom doors waiting for your child, and then we close the doors at 9 o'clock. If you arrive late, just come through to the main school office and Mrs Matthews will greet you from there. The school day ends at 3:30 each day, and just like what we've been doing as we've been getting to know your child, we send them out through the reception gates just outside our classroom. So each day, if you could please send your child into school with their school book bag, a bottle, a piece of fruit and a coat. In terms of lunch, you will receive a letter shortly with your login details so that you can go online and pre-order your child's school meal. School meals are free and there's lots of choices on there to choose from. If your child doesn't like school dinners, you can send them into school with a packed lunch. Please could you also send in a plastic bag with some spare clothes in for your child in case they have an accident or if they get wet outside playing in the forest, for example. And also please label everything, as it really helps your child to be independent with finding their belongings.
So in terms of communication between ourselves and you at home, there is a school newsletter which comes out every Friday, where you can find out about what we've been doing in school. There is also the yellow box which we will keep outside, which is our communication box where you can pop anything in there that you think we might want to see. There is our WhatsApp groups, which we have sent home a little slip in your child's bag. This gives you the number for your parent rep so that you can join the WhatsApp group. This is a really helpful place if you have any questions or queries, as we can pass information on to the rep and they'll pass on to you. We have also got our YouTube channel, which you must have found to be watching us now, and we'll share, I guess, our parent-teacher video, and if unfortunately we are in another lockdown, then that's where our learning will be. And then there, of course, is our tapestry, which is like our little diary to let you know what we've been doing in school.
So other important information, so we will be starting PE once the children are all in full time together. We will let you know when PE is going to start via the WhatsApp groups and also via Tapestry, so we'll put a note on there giving you advance notice. If you could send your child into school on their PE day wearing their PE kit, that would be fab. In your induction pack it will say what colour top they need to wear, so that's either red, yellow, green or blue. If you're not sure, just come in and ask us and we can find out for you. They also need to wear a pair of shorts or jogging bottoms or a pair of leggings in black or grey. And then finally, if they could please wear some shoes with Velcro straps, that would be fab, unless of course they can do laces, but they can be very tricky, so Velcro would be lovely. Then also every week on a Tuesday afternoon, Miss Clark and I have time called PPA, and this is our planning, preparation and assessment time where we plan out what we're going to do for the children in the upcoming weeks. So during this time, we have other adults who take care of the class. So in my class for RC, it's Mrs Webb with another teaching assistant called Mrs Hodges. And in Miss Clark's class, it will be Mrs Binding with also Mrs Jenkins.
So things for you to get on with at home. Once the children start full time, we'll be sending them home with a library book. This will be chosen from our school library, and it would be lovely if you would read this book alongside your child, as it will be slightly trickier for them with all the words. And then we'll also send home a phonic book, which will link to the sounds that we have been learning in school. But again, it would be lovely if you read this with your child to help encourage their phonics learning and development. And we also have a Catch the Reading Bug incentive. So in both classrooms we have displays where they have little caterpillars that move up the displays once they have done a certain amount of reads. Once they get to 50, they'll get a certificate and a book from Mr. Winsburn, and for each step in between, if it's not 50 or 100, for example, it will be a little sticker, just to signify that we're super proud of them with their lovely reading at home.
So to also support reading at home, we also have these little booklets called our word list and keyword phonic booklets. We'll be sending these home very shortly along with your child's reading record book. And in there we send home strips of words called word lists, just like the picture here with the red top. And they start on oral blending, so that's the key phase before they start actually reading and recognising sounds. And they will be on oral blending 1, and then that goes up to 1, 2, 3 before they begin their word list 1. Okay, so what we will do is we regularly practice these in school, but you'll get a copy of which one your child is on to practice at home. Once you feel that your child's really confident at reading their word list, if you could put this into the yellow communication box that we'll put outside our cloakroom, and then we know that you'd like it checked in school. If you don't do this, we do still check their word box each week so that we're regularly updating where they are in terms of their phonics. We also send home keyword lists, so they're slightly different. They are words that need to be memorised rather than standing out. And that is because they are sort of known as the undercodable words where children need to just memorise them. We will also have a separate workshop on how to support phonics at home. So if you look on our YouTube channel, there's already a little video on there explaining how you can support phonics at home with your child. So to support maths learning at home, we also have another little booklet for the children. And there are 6 booklets that we send home throughout the year. So you will also receive your child's Term 1 booklet very soon. In this booklet, there are a number of things that we'll be teaching this term so that you can see what we're up to in class. But there's also lots of suggestions in there of ways you can support at home. So there's links to a website called Busy Things, and the login details are inside this booklet so you can go online and access those games. But there's also lots of pictures in here to help you with ideas of ways to support at home with their maths. It might seem a little bit basic in terms of what we're starting with, but our focus this year on our maths is actually more about the mastery side of it. So we're looking at numbers 1, 2 and 3 to begin with, but we're learning a lot of key skills within this. So we're learning to recognise numbers, to count them, and to subitize, which is a new term used to describe recognising a quantity without actually counting it. So we'll be practicing all of these skills, but just with smaller numbers to begin with. Now, what we're going to do with the Math Planets is we are going to send home certificates for children who practice their maths at home. But for this, we would like to ask you to please upload onto Tapestry some photos of your child practicing at home, and then we know that you've done it, so we can then give your child a certificate. We will give certificates each term at the end of each term, and then we also have some fantastic badges that we award to children who have done all of the suggested tasks in terms 2, term 4 and term 6. But don't worry, we will keep you updated on where we are in terms of our Math Planets via the WhatsApp groups and Tapestry, and we'll send home lots of reminders just to help you with this, because we realise it's a lot to take on as your child's first starting school. Okay.
So Tapestry is, like I said, a little diary where we will share what we do at school, and it's also lovely if you can share things from your child's experience at home, like I said, with Maths Planets and any learning you do. On Tapestry you may see observations of your child playing with others. In these we will only use initials, so for Emily we would just write E. We would love to see the things you're doing at home so we can have a bit of an idea, a bit of a picture of the things you get up to, and it also helps us get to know you a little bit better and your lovely children. And please return your form to us if you haven't already, so we can set up your account. You will receive an email which will direct you to set up your password. You might want to check your junk, as sometimes it can go to there, and it will require you to have a username and a password, and then you'll be able to see your child and their account and what we've done so far at school.
Lovely. So if there's anything further that we can support you with, don't forget you can always come and pop in and see us, or if you ask on your WhatsApp groups, we can have any questions directed to us through the class reps, so we can get a quicker answer for you. Okay. Thank you so much for listening.
Thank you very much.
Bye.